Welcome to C Programming Tutorials. This is a production of YouTube channel Learnorama and the Facebook page Awesome C Programming Tutorials in high def. In this tutorial, this is a continuation of the previous tutorial. If you haven't watched the part 1, I would recommend that you do so. The link to part 1 of this tutorial should be on the screen right now. In this tutorial, we are actually learning about how to delete data from a file. As an example, we have this file here which contains a whole bunch of names, and we want the name Joe to be scrapped off of this file. So you can see Joe appears quite a few times here, and we want our goal is to create end up in having a file which has the same name abc.txt, but with all those names here except the name Joe in here. Okay, so what we were thinking about is basically trying to read the one line at a time and putting it in line, and then comparing it with the Joe. And if it is not Joe, then we put this in the buffer, and then we read the next line, which has which would be Joe, and then we compare it with the. So we will read Joe next, right? And we will compare it against Joe. And yes, it will be Joe, so we are going to not copy it in this buffer. And then we read one more time, and then we will get this Frank, name Frank, and then we will compare it against Joe, and we'll say, oh, okay, it's not Joe, so we are going to copy it right here. Now notice that how we have to copy starting from the location where we ended before, right? So what we need is, now buffer is the start of this array, so we cannot use buffer, so we have to have a pointer that all the time will be pointing to the next available location in this array. So next time when we are going to read from the file, it will be Kelly, so we will write Kelly here. We will store, we will read Kelly inside this variable, string line. The value of line would be Kelly. We will compare it against Joe. It's not Joe, so we want to put it in here, copy it in here, and let's call it pointer ptr. Okay, and what we are going to do, we are going to copy the contents of line over to wherever pointer is pointing to. So we will write Kelly here, L L Y \n. Okay, and then we have to move this pointer how many bytes, whatever the length of this string is, which is Kelly 1 2 3 4 5 6. We have to move this 6 bytes further right here, and then we need the next line here, which is Joe. So we read Joe. So is it the same as Joe that we want to delete? Yes, it is. So we are not going to copy this here. So what's the next line we read? Ted. Okay, so we read Ted here. So the value of line is Ted, right? So Ted is not the same as Joe, so we are going to copy Ted here, TED \n, and so on. We'll keep on doing it until we hit the end of file. At the end of file, we have this huge buffer here, which will have the entire contents of the file that we want as the output. Okay, but it's in the buffer, it's in the memory. Okay, we want it in the file. So what do? Very simple. We just open this file again, but this time in the write mode. And if you open any file in write mode, if you remember, I told you that at this point it actually deletes the existing file. So it will delete this file. That's okay, because we have all the data in the memory, and we will write whatever we have in this buffer, the entire buffer, boom, onto right here. Okay, so very simple. This is a very simple algorithm. That's what we are going to do. All right, so I am going to stop here, and so that this ends the conceptual part of the process, the algorithm itself. And in the next tutorial, we are going to start coding it, start writing the program itself. So if you like this tutorial, please feel free to click on the like button, and if you didn't like it, click on the dislike button, and don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to leave comments as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye.